Today in Total War Warhammer 3, we are going to be ranking the Empire factions from worst to best. Coming in at number 5 is Marcus Wolfheart. He has a limited roster, he can gain reinforcements from the Empire, hostile actions will result in retaliation from local factions, Lord recruitment rank +3 for the Huntsman Generals, diplomatic relations -40 with Lizardmen, and then for Lord effects he has an upkeep -50% for Archers and Huntsman units, ambush success chance and defense chance +50%, and he has the attribute Woodsman for his army. In terms of starting location, you start at the top of Lustria, and you're in command of the Temple of Kara. You have your starting army with no hero. Of course, you can recruit from Imperial supplies if you have them, and then you have the Hunter's mechanic, which is kinda cool, but what makes this campaign so difficult is you have the hostility. And then of course you also have the Scouts of the Empire, Imperial Guardians. As you keep going, you get larger and larger diplomatic penalties with Lizardmen until you're sitting at -60 with Lizardmen, which combined with the already -40 diplomatic relations, you're sitting at -100. You're going to be guaranteed to be at war with every Lizardman faction. And Lustria is home to Gorak as well as to Henowin, so you're not going to be in for a particularly good time. And as for this hostility level, by the end of it, you're getting controlled penalties in all provinces, the enemy is getting leadership and weapon strength buffs, and even doing something simple like clearing out Skaven is going to increase your hostility. You are in a no-win situation. You have one potential ally, and that is the Jade Court, which they're a good ally to have. They are, of course, Grand Cathay, and they're the most powerful of the Cathayan factions. But they are your only ally. They're going to be the only support that you are going to have for the entirety of your campaign. Coming in at number 4 is Volkmar the Grim. He is able to collect and seal the Books of Nagash. He has a hero recruitment rank +4 for Witch Hunters and Warrior Priests, a bonus versus infantry +8 for Flagellants, Empire Knights, and Free Company Militia, and he has a cooldown -33% to Battle Prayers and Accusation. His Lord effects are Control +4 for his local province, and Melee Defense +8 as well as Physical Resistance 10% for Flagellants, Empire Knights, and Free Company Militia units. For a starting location, you start out in the desert, and you're in control of Swedenborg. For the Books of Nagash, they are spread all over the map, and you get Registeel for each one that you collect. Each book also gives some unique benefits, such as a research rate +10%, or immune to attrition. The problem is, some of these are really far out there, and are either held by a rogue army, or inside of a settlement like Skavenblight. Now, this does make for a very fun campaign. However, in terms of difficulty, it's still one of the more difficult ones. Less so because it's hard, but more so because the other Imperial factions are a whole lot easier. Coming in at number 3 is Balthasar Gelt. He has access to the College of Magic, a Winds of Magic power reserve capacity +5 for each wizard, lord, or hero in an army, and that affects all armies. Hero recruitment rank +2 for battle wizards faction-wide, and then for lord effects, all spellcasters in his army gain +25% experience, Winds of Magic cost -20% for lower metal spells, and every unit gets +20 armor in his army. In terms of location, you start out in Cathay, and you do not start out with a settlement, however you will take one on your first turn. For diplomacy, you're in a really good position, since you already have a non-aggression pact as well as military access with the western provinces of Grand Cathay, and you know about the Jade Court, which means you can get a second ally, and then some of the lesser Cathayan factions aren't going to like you too much, but taking them down is pretty easy. Same thing for the Jiangxi rebels. After taking your first settlement, you have a few different options. You can agree to help Xiao Ming, and you can get the benefit of welcoming people, and also some diplomatic relations. You can demand some supplies, which will instantly build you to tier 2, or you can decline everything. You can make some money, but Xiao Ming is going to not be particularly happy with you. Personally, I would recommend either demand supplies or agree to help. For the College of Magic, you have some interesting things that you can do. For each one of these orders, you have some different abilities. You can either summon a wizard at an army, you can target the army to cause something to happen, such as getting 3,500 treasury, or instantly healing target army, and then the final thing you can unlock is a specialized ability that has a couple turn duration and can remove attributes, massively buff units, or cause some pretty ridiculous amounts of damage. You can also unlock special items, such as the Robes of the Supreme Patriarch, or the Oaken Sickle of Gyron. In order to unlock more powerful abilities, all you have to do is recruit a wizard from that college. So say I wanted to unlock the Jade Order. All I have to do is perform this, and now it says that the Jade Order is unlocked. I can, of course, select you and put you in the army, and then when I come back over here, everything is now going to be available for me to use when I have the proper amount of arcane essays. Balthasar Gelt is a very strong lord in a very good position, with an interesting mechanic. However, he's not as powerful as the other two factions. Coming in at the the number 2 position is Emperor Karl Franz. He has access to the Elector Counts, enabling him to get powerful state troops, as well as benefits. He is immune to diplomatic penalties from trespassing in Imperial regions, allegiance points gain plus 25%, campaign movement range plus 10% for all armies, and growth plus 5 per allied faction. He can replenish in neutral territory, upkeep minus 20% for Elector Count state troop units for his army, and an additional plus 5% weapon strength and missile damage per experience rank for all Elector Count and state troop units. Inside of campaign, you start off in the Empire in control of Altdorf, which is of course the capital of the Empire, and you're at war with some rebels. And Karl Franz has some unique campaign effects. He has his Imperial Authority, which the more authority he has, the better benefits he will be able to get. You also have access to the Elector Counts, and you are able to see who the count is for each region. And of course, some of these counts are probably going to get wiped out. Sorry about that, Hochland, but I think Festus is going to win this one. You have the ability to summon the Elector Counts, which will cause all the Elector Counts who are not currently besieged or garrisoned to be summoned to Karl Franz's location. And then you have Electoral Machinations. Now, this can be used for diplomatic talks, which just improves or decreases relations, but you also have some special decrees, like a recruitment cost minus 25% and local recruitment capacity plus 1 for the local province, or granting plus 1 population surplus to target region province, or confederating a target 10 fealty elector count faction just because you can. You can safely declare war on other factions without worrying about reparations. You can get rid of corruption. You have lots of different abilities, and this makes the campaign super fun. You're constantly balancing between fighting the enemies of the Empire, trying to get more and more territory, confederating the Empire, returning settlements, and there's all sorts of ways you can increase the fealty. Of course, you can join wars, return settlements, beat armies that other factions are fighting. It's just a really interesting campaign that relies on you to be able to balance diplomacy and your war efforts and eventually unify the entirety of the Empire. And coming at number 1, it is Elspeth von Draken. She has access to the Imperial Gunnery School. She has a research rate plus 10%, upkeep minus 15% for gunnery units, double experience gain for artillery and gunnery units. Her lord effects is she is immune to vampiric attrition. She has a cooldown minus 20% for Lore of Death magic, and she has the ability Death Walker. Inside of the campaign, you start out in the Empire right next to Emperor Karl Franz, and you are in control of Nuln. You have the Imperial Fealty mechanic. However, you have 2 mechanics that are purely unique to Elspeth. Firstly, you have the Gardens of Mor. These can be placed inside of Imperial settlements, where you can construct a Garden of Mor, which allows Elspeth to fast travel to this location, as well as making you immune to diplomatic penalties from trespassing, and enables replenishment. You also have a few different building options. The first one focuses on magic, the second one focuses on reducing corruption and getting more units, and the third one focuses on reducing upkeep, and for the fast travel, all you have to do is select the fast travel option, and you can teleport on over there immediately. Your second unique mechanic is the Imperial Gunnery School, which you'll have to upgrade to get more and more powerful benefits. Some of these involve abilities such as landmines, extra rockets, or getting a new ammunition type like Grape Shot. Also, at Tier 2, you are able to access the Amethyst Armory, which gives you unique bombardment abilities, as well as Amethyst units. Some of the units from the Amethyst Armory are the Amethyst Outriders, who are very effective against high-ranking infantry, or the Amethyst Ironsides, who, with their armor-piercing rounds, can take out pretty much any unit in the entire game. And it is the combination of mechanics, unique effects, and unique units that makes Elspeth von Draken take the number 1 spot in this list. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Also, go check out my Discord server as well as my Patreon. Links to both those in the description below. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and hope you enjoy the rest of your day.